This is the Nürburgring, home to Germany's famous 24-hour race. I was loaned a DJI Ronin-S with a Panasonic GH5S because DJI reckon it's a really versatile setup for solo shooters. To prove it, they gave me 8 filming challenges and just 12 hours to complete all of them. And there's another catch. Of the more than 200 cars in the race, I've got to try and capture this one, the DJI-sponsored Mercedes AMG. I knew I was there testing the Ronin-S, but when I saw the list of challenges, I realised I was going to be put to the test as well. The first challenge was to record a jib shot, but they hadn't given me a jib, just a monopod. And there was another problem.
But it's pretty busy. There's not much space. This small monopod is going to turn into a jib. It has both 1/4-20 and 3/8 on the bottom.
Combining the Ronin-S with a monopod gave me a jib that was faster to set up and was flexible enough to work in such a busy environment. Challenge number 1 completed. No sign of the AMG car yet though, and we had no time to wait for it. We had to pack down and rush on to the next challenge.
Let's go! This is our next challenge! Can this work on that?
I'd heard that helicopters are a bit of a rough ride, so I really wasn't sure if the gimbal's motors would be strong enough to keep the camera smooth in this aerial challenge. You can see the handheld behind the scenes footage is pretty shaky, but as far as I could tell, the Ronin-S seemed to be doing just fine. Here's our aerial shot, which confirmed for me a very successful challenge number 2. Back at the track, the race was still on and the sun was setting, so it was time for the third challenge, to record a moving time-lapse, or hyperlapse. I bent my knees and kept the camera pointed straight forward while walking towards the track for 2.5 minutes, which gave us a long video clip that looks like this. But then if we speed it up by 13 times, we get our hyperlapse. Challenge complete. Clearly we needed to get closer to the action, because challenge number 4 was to get as close as possible to the cars, using the Ronin-S's sport mode to capture the AMG car.
So when I'm normally just walking around, I have it on quite a slow setting, so that if you do this, it doesn't move. But then, when we're doing a fast movement, we can enable sport mode
by pressing and holding the M button, and then it'll follow your movements even if you move quickly. This time I really wanted to capture the DJI sponsored car, so I was searching for that black and white AMG. I'd been told it should come by roughly every 7 minutes. We'd already missed it once, and with the sun setting and lots more challenges left, I knew we had just one chance. And there it was.
Got it, just about, I think. Right, let's go really fast before the sun sets.
We really needed to move on to our next challenge, but I realised we hadn't really got that close to the cars, and we definitely hadn't shown off the full potential of sports mode, so I found a closer spot.
So cool. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. That was the AMG!
Challenge 4 complete. Now, speed mode is very fast, so let's watch that again. By this point, we were definitely running late, and we still had 4 more challenges to complete. The next one was to film out of a moving car, so we improvised and decided to do it on the way back to the pits. Driving at 80 kilometers an hour, there was some pretty serious wind resistance. I know it was strong because it completely messed up the audio. But even at 80 kilometers an hour, this wasn't a problem for the Ronin-S, and I have to say this was so much easier than setting up a complicated rig to attach the camera to the car. And I was even able to get a different angle by holding the Ronin upside down in underslung mode outside the window. Challenge 5 complete. Then I just brought the camera back in through the window. It really is that simple. Now earlier in the day, we'd spotted a rooftop that would be ideal for a time lapse, which was challenge number 6.
With the DJI app here, we can do a motion lapse where we set point number 1 and it's going to move from point 1 to point 2. We've got a 3-second interval, which means that it'll take a photo every 3 seconds, and the final content is going to last 20 seconds. So that says it's already calculated that's going to take 25 minutes to record, which is about right for how much time we have before the next challenge.
And here is our time lapse. We just set the start and end point, and then the Ronin-S does the rest. The next challenge was to record an interview. Now usually we would need a camera operator with a tripod and a second person to do the interviewing, but the challenge meant I had to do everything myself. We used a wireless microphone receiver on top of the camera and just held the Ronin to one side so that he wouldn't be speaking to the camera, and that made this a super portable, super fast way to record an interview.
So the next challenge, we're going to try and get a 360 shot of the AMG car right as it comes into the pit stops, which we've heard happens only about once an hour. So, and we have to return these in about an hour. So hopefully it'll happen within the time period, and we managed to get one take going all the way around without getting hit by a car or without disrupting any of the craziness that happens with the pit stops, because the whole thing happens very quickly and we don't want to get in anyone's way.
Now as soon as we arrived, I could tell that something was about to happen. And sure enough, the AMG shows up, meaning we had literally no time to prepare. I started circling the car, trying not to get in the way of tyre changes and keeping an eye out for any other cars driving down the pits, all while keeping the AMG centered in the frame. I knew this was our only chance to make the shot, so I kind of just got in the zone and somehow it worked.
Intense. I think we got it though. I think. It's the full 360. Woo!
After all that rushing, we ended up with some extra time in the pits, so I put the camera in slow motion mode and just had some fun. So from spending a long day with the Ronin-S, I have to say, I'm impressed. There was such a wide variety of challenges, and all of them were possible to film by myself and with only the equipment that could fit in my backpack. I certainly learned a lot from doing these challenges, and so feel free to write in the comments a filmmaking challenge that you'd like to try. I know I'll definitely be reading for some new ideas. Thanks for watching.